Welcome back to Chapter 175 of The Flower of Freedom by Deborah J. Reeves. Please take the seat that we've provided for your imagination or settle in anywhere you're comfortable, and we'll begin reading. This is Chapter 175, and all rights to both this book, the next books, and this presentation are reserved. Harsh Realities. Bertie's face registered a terrible shock. Hans Schmidt? Yes, Bertie, but don't worry. He turned up dead the next morning. He was found floating in the frozen river near the hotel, and no one knows how he got there. But he will never bother anyone again. He's dead. Someone who had the misfortune of meeting him identified his body. Dead, Bertie repeated. His mind was flooded with memories from his near-death experience in the ice chasm. Hans Schmidt. Colette and Oscar looked at one another. So, it's true. When I pulled him off Philippe and I was pounding his head in, I got distracted by things he said. I thought he was speaking gibberish. He said he was my father. He said that he avenged me in Switzerland. He said that he avenged me with Bianca and Marie and Philippe. And then when Bianca was screaming, she yelled, Hans! And that made no sense to me. Is it true? Where's Bianca? Is Alicia safe? The thoughts and words kept tumbling out. Oscar tried to take things one step at a time in the hope of lessening the horror. Alicia is safe, without question. Jean-Claude and Rocket's father helped to make legal arrangements so that no one but you can take her anywhere. No one knows where Bianca is. The police told us that she ran back into the hotel and alerted the doorman, who came and found you. The police put out a bulletin in case she'd been harmed, but it doesn't appear that she was. It appears she kept going once she got into the hotel. She did not even go back to the room. The police collected all your things. We have them now. They're in our car. Surveillance tapes show that she went back out the back door to the parking lot. She got into the caddy that you lent Philippe and Marie, and she drove away. They have a record of her going through a customs stop at the closest border crossing into New York State. There have been reports from Interpol that she was acquainted with Hans Schmidt while she was in Uruguay. Bertie gaped. He shook his head to focus his thoughts. That made his headache worse. So he decided to find another method of focusing. He remembered that near-death experience again. It was vivid. Did I almost die? He asked forthrightly. Colette answered, When we got here, they told us they did not think you would live. We told them that they did not know our son, and here you are. But you did not give any indication that you were getting any better until you suddenly and unexpectedly woke up. Bertie looked into his mother's eyes and said, Mama, Hans sent me back. He forced me back. He ordered me back. He dragged me down into a black pool with him, and then, using the same maneuver he used to kick me off him outside the hotel, he shoved me back into my life. The last I saw of him, he was still descending in the darkness. And then I heard Papa say that I knew where I belonged. Colette and Oscar looked at one another with fearful looks in their wide eyes. It's true, isn't it, Mama? He was my biological father. How did you ever look at me my whole life long? I look just like him, don't I? Were there times when you hated me for what he did to you? Did it make you sick to look at me? He told me that you were my mother, and that Papa had stolen his property. Oscar slumped, and Colette seemed to wither, and then she started to fight the residual infection that Hans still threatened to bring into their lives in death. Bertie, how can you speak such gibberish? I never saw you as Hans for one simple reason. You are not Hans. You are our beloved and beautiful boy. When I look at you, I see a man who's very much like your true father, Oscar. You have the same big heart and the same silly sense of humor. In you, I see hope. You have the true nobility that you learned from your own papa. Bertie, hear me clearly. That man took me from an orphanage when I was only 12. I thought he was a savior, and he turned into a monster. He threw us both away, and I have no idea if either of us would have survived, if not for your papa, any of us really, including Anne-Marie and Marie. Don't get me wrong. What is that man to me or you but horror? I'm the luckiest person in the world to have you both. I met Hans' mother while I was there, wherever that was, and even she thought that he was broken from birth. She told me that she thought that Oscar was the best. She said that Oscar always did the next right thing, and most of the time it worked out well for me. They could tell by the tone of Bertie's voice that he was reporting something that he believed he had lived. Exactly right, confirmed Colette. Bertie took a deep breath to steel himself. Is Marie alive? I think she's alive. I didn't see her there. Yes, Bertie, I promise you. She's alive, I promise, said Colette. Papa? Mama? Do you know who I spent a lot of time with while I was there? They both looked at him and said nothing. They seemed to be holding their breath. I spent a long time with Philippe. It felt like days. He told me things as we walked. He told me what I had to do and who I had to take care of. He was funny and serious and silly in that way he has. I was really annoyed with him. God forgive me. I was annoyed with him. But I remember everything he told me. I'll do everything he said. Tell me now. He's dead, isn't he? When they both started to cry, Bertie had his answer. That's the end of chapter 175. And we hope you'll come back for the next chapter, which is entitled The Ripple Effect. Please take whatever you can and plant your virtuous seed in your world, wherever you are. We urge you to tend it, give it a little water from time to time, and watch the miracles happen. God bless you. I remain your friend, Deborah. Bye-bye.